too at the same time, but that's stuff they didn't care about in the first place. People aren't trying for that stuff. If you want
meetings that they have where on favored few that's bringing in crap loads of they're the only ones who matter. The rest of us that are actually paying for this shit, they don't care about it.
And the town halls are all during the workday too. I mean, people who have jobs cannot go. Anybody with a substandard machine can't go either. I crashed at the one where they announced Phil was coming back. I never could get back.
It's the same on the forums. It's the same in the support. They just show utter complete contempt at every possible step.
You'd think the Premium Plus members would actually get preferential treatment, but I guess not.
But they do. They do.
They do.
The premium. Oh, don't get.
I get $0 uploads. I get the ability to buy. I mean, lease a homestead from them without having to have a full SIM first. I get a whopping $650 a week stipend. What else do I actually care? What else do I care about, really? I mean, what other benefits really are there? I mean, the zero uploads, right? The $0 uploads and the SIM, I actually care about. The rest of it, no, not really. I mean, because $650L does not really go all that far, to be honest with you.
Oh, I believe that. I absolutely do believe that 650 Linden does not go far these days. Let me tell you why. Because everybody increases their prices. Linden Lab is charging me this commission or charging extra, so I have to raise my prices, or prices are cheaper in world than the marketplace. And I make a living. I'm trying to make a living in Second Life. This is my everyday job. I've made this choice to have this job at Second Life and make money enough to survive in the real world. So it's everyone else's responsibility to pay for my life. That really infuriates me. And I hate it when creators use that, because it's like, look, you made that choice. You want to take the easy route, and you want to sit at home, and you want to make stuff. If you do make it, I'm sure most of the time you're just going to these other 3D asset websites, taking their stuff for free, uploading it, maybe sometimes in a while, optimizing it for SL, uploading it for free, and then charging eye watering prices for shit that you didn't even touch. And yet you complain when people talk about your prices being too much or having to pay for something or whatever. You complain because you hardly do anything but sit on your ass just wanting to make a full time job income in SL, and you want everyone else to pay for your life? Absolutely no. That makes no sense whatsoever. And it's awful. And creators with that type of mindset can, yeah, fuck off.
Nerdy and Lich said in the chat, says too many. Nerdy says too many LL announcements lately. They talk about residents and content creators like they're different creatures. They shouldn't be. And Lich says that we also must keep in mind that Gotcha wasn't originally banned for moral reasons. It was banned because it put LL at risk at legal trouble.
Yes, that's right. So, why the change? Where's the legal trouble? What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Did they tell us?
Was it in the Middle East or something?
What was it?
The gambling's not permitted. That was the reason why SL casinos.
Permitted now?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering, is because SL casinos, and remember the sploders when they made what was that, 08, 07 when they made the sploders illegal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was because it was random payouts and things like that, and that was illegal in most of the Muslim countries. That was the whole reason why they banned them. Because it's not illegal in the U.S., it's not illegal in Canada, it's not illegal in the UK. It was illegal in the Middle East. So that's why they did that. Less than a week after they did that, I made the first TOS legal sploder, and nobody wanted to test the thing. fact, I still have it in inventory if anybody wants to play with it. I
Thank
made new
you,
games in
I
a whole bit, but
suppose.
yeah, a lot of people I knew who were running these little gambling, little pop-up casinos, I guess you can call them. Around a 512, whatever you hop in there, you do the slots. You could win money, you could lose your money, and it didn't really matter. But yeah, I had friends who had to close their stuff down, which is most of their income. And I actually wrote a new version of Slingo, Pengo version 5, which was never actually ended up being released because a friend of mine who died, but we won't go into that story. They had to have my scripts run by LL just to make sure that I wasn't cheating them. So to be honest with you, I don't know what the impetus was for making this legal again. Where are the
Well,
troubles?
how about this for a possible insight? There's a direct correlation between gambling and poverty. The less money that people have, the more money that people spend on gambling in the hopes that they recover. So,
True.
with the current financial climate that's been created of recent, where the entire planet's economies are collapsing wholesale, people are getting less and less money for the work that they do, and so there's going to be an increase in the propensity for people to gamble, and at the same time, gambling seems to be re-enabled in Second Life.
And I mean, going back to what you said about LL being a business, I true, okay, they're crappy business people, but with the whole gotcha thing and with the whole gambling thing, which I mean, we all know it's a thing, right? It encourages gambling, and it's something
Absolutely.
that you really you really can't place responsibility on the individual because Linden Lab is a business. They have a duty to put in regulations or disclaimers or something to make aware of the user, like, hey, if
Thank
you already
you,
have like
I
a problem,
suppose.
maybe you shouldn't be doing the gotchas because that'll only make your gambling problem worse. Just like in the UK, they've got betting shops, you can pretty much
And
bet on anything.
another thing,
And,
going back to what Richard was saying there,
mhm.
about the Middle East. I'm fairly sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly sure that the EU has introduced laws against these sort of prize boxer, prize box crapping games. That's something that's recently been introduced across the entire UK. So that would make this practice illegal in the EU. So why is it legal
Interesting.
Second Life? If the case was that it was illegal in the Middle East, why is it not illegal if it's illegal in the EU?
I well I Well, Linden Lab is headquarters in San Francisco, and there is something about being that the only laws, I think, or whatever they really have to follow is the laws in which the headquarters is in. But yes, there are international laws as well. But it, I used to know all that, but it's kind of murky now. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I
Well,
mean,
if they only abide by the laws that's in the location of the headquarters, then the Middle East was nothing to do with them cancelling them
yeah,
in the first.
yeah, they have to abide by the laws of whatever country that they, I guess you can say, broadcast in. So if it's accessible from a certain country, then they have to abide by the laws of that country. If this
yeah,
stuff is
I
I
illegal in the
assumed that.
UK, then I kind of wonder. Yeah,
I'm fairly sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly sure. I remember either reading or seeing something online about the EU would clamp down on specifically on sort of unfair micropayments within games and treasure chests, is it they call it? Which is basically the
oh,
same thing.
the
Yeah,
the
very
loot
much
box stuff.
loot box. That's it. Loot box.
How are they on online gaming in general? Because I don't know the EU law.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear.
How are they on online gaming in general? Because I don't know EU law.
Well, they seem to be clamping down on a lot of malpractice within gaming, shall we say? They're getting quite strict with it.
Mm. Yeah, the EU, if it goes against health and safety, then they'll ban it outright.
Well,
But
yes,
as
pretty
I
much.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm British. I can say that. I know all about it. But as I was saying about the betting shops in the UK, like if you see a commercial or an advert on the TV for like a betting shop, right? Then always at the end there's this disclaimer, like uh uh gamble responsibly or
Oh,
something. It's
absolutely,
akin.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Every single advert on TV or on paper, it's
because
a
there's
legal requirement that
yeah.
they. And I think they now also have to provide um, tools to allow you to self-limit what you can spend on
Hmm. And
Interesting.
which I think is great. I mean, there's a huge gambling problem in the UK. Uh, and it's just like, well, gotchas, it is gambling. It's not a skill
it.
game. You don't need a skill to play gotchas. It is gambling. And
Hmm.
it that's what really kills me the most is that Linden Lab is not taking up their respons responsibility as a business or their duty as a business when other businesses in the physical world, well, they have to they follow regulations when it comes to that stuff. Whereas Linden Lab, no disclaimer, no warning, no nothing. It's just like, well, there you
But
go.
that's the way of the lab, though, isn't it? They've consistently turned a blind eye to any legal implications that that basically affects their bottom line until they've got absolutely no choice but deal with it, such as the high vid video piracy. I mean, how long have how long have they let that run? And they've known full well right from the get go what that situation was. Um, and they've done nothing about it for years until they've raked off how much money they've raked out of that system. It's just, I mean, I just can't even begin to imagine how many Lintons have been pumped into that system, you know. And it's taken someone to do a blog post and report it to all the movie production places for the lab to actually do something about it when they've got absolutely no choice something about it, then they step in that, and it's us
Uh,
that lose out.
well, look, the Harvard TV thing. Okay, uh, first, why's my phone? Hold on, y'all. Scam likely. Yeah, go away, scam likely on my damn phone. Anyway, yeah, the whole Harvard TV thing. Okay, look, I'm going to say something that's going to be very, very unpopular. What I'm about to say, but it's going to be the truth. If a person does not realize something could be a scam, if it's too good to be true, it normally is. But I place most of the blame on Linden Lab because I'm sure they knew about it. I'm sure
The,
they
the,
did.
the, the owner of Hyvid has quite openly posted on the Hyvid support group that they have discussed the model with the lab. They've explained to the lab everything about it, and the lab had approved it. That was right
Hmm.
from the very get go of Hyvid.
Yep,
and
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 they were
Hyvid have
promoted.
consistently claimed that they are paying for licenses to do this. You know, now, yes, if you've got a bit of nounce about you, you know that that's BS.
Mm.
But there's but look at the number of people in SL that just don't have that common sense. It's not a commodity that they possess. You know, the number of people that were paying into Hyvid and really, honestly, genuinely believed that that was a legitimate system because Hyvid was telling them so, and because the lab had approved that use. You know,
Well,
it's not just one or two people. You know, there's an awful lot of people in Second Life that are extremely gullible. Look at the number of people that fall for the stupid, you know, scam links to Marketplace to pass on the details. You know,
that's true.
the,
Yeah, and
so
you know,
the common sense is not there. People are just not aware. They're just not, you know, they've not got the. I'm trying not to say it, but there's no other way of saying it. They've just not got the mental capacity to see through these things. And
yeah, it, yeah, and I mean, my heart breaks for the Harvard people that did, you know, well, the people that had the Harvard TV. My heart breaks for them, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, we even have one of our mods that went for it, right? And you know, she is like, damn it, you know, damn it. But she realized it was her mistake, right? I mean, just because something's like great doesn't mean it's going to be like real, you know. If it's too good to be true, then it is.
oh,
And Linden Lab, they absolutely promoted Harvard. They absolutely did. It was, oh man, was it?
it was front and center at all the lab hosted events. You know,
Yep,
their display board right up at the landing point at practically every Linden Lab hosted event. You know,
yep.
and you know, okay, so there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people in Second Life that just haven't got the ability to see through these things and see them for what they are. You know, there's others that can see through it and know full well that it's dodgy and still subscribe to it and still do it. And, you know, and I'm one of them. But there's plenty of
Mm.
people that are conned by it, and I don't care what anyone says. You cannot. No one is able to convince me that right from the get-go, the lab wasn't fully aware that that was an illegal operation that was being run on their platform, and they encouraged it. They didn't just allow it, they encouraged it, they promoted it, they pushed it, so that as many people as possible would pay into it. You know,
I have another.
then when the crap hits the fan, they just pull the plug, delete everyone's videos and TVs, and everyone loses out, except, of course, the lab and Hyvid, who've, you know, wandered off with all the money that they've already withdrawn out of the system.
What?
I have
Okay.
another example of Linden Labs pulling that crap. You guys remember Red Zone?
Yep.
Well, Zfire Zue, XUE, whatever the hell you pronounce that. Last I heard, he was in a federal prison. And the reason why he's in a federal prison is because he was collecting the data on everybody's alt, including their IP addresses. His girlfriend had access to that database. And she threatened to release it or sell the data. And that's when the FBI stepped in. And that's why we don't have Red Zone anymore. I've still got saved the threads of which I was involved in the old open source viewer
Thank
mailing
you,
list.
I suppose.
Way back long. Nobody uses that mailing list anymore. But I was in a I had been caught using Snow Globe. I had self-compiled Snow Globe and went on some sims, and the Red Zone caught me because it didn't register what sim I was running or what viewer I was running. I ended up having to get unblocked from Red Zone. It got blocked again just because I bumped into a bot that was connected to it, and then the next thing I know, he wouldn't do that. So I AR'd that guy literally every single day, and I'm not joking. This is without fail. If I logged in, one of the first things I did was AR Zfire. Linden Lab did nothing at all about this. It was the FBI who had to come in and take him. So Linden Lab has had their own share of legal troubles and of skirting the law and of not policing their own platform. So yeah, they're not going to police if they won't police it for that, which is clearly illegal. They're not going to police it for gambling either. They're going to say one thing and then give them 2 months, and they're going to freaking change their minds on it. Pretty much every single time.
Yep. That's why we have trust issues as a user base. I mean,
Ungodly
who
amounts of
here?
trust issues.
Well, yeah, ungodly amounts of trust issues to match the ungodly amounts of money that they take from us and then invest elsewhere. Now, let's do a little poll here in the room and out here in live chat. Who here trusts Linden Lab?
Trust them to
Far
what?
out
You got to.
spit them.
Well, I need
Ju-
to have a qualifier on that. Trust them to do what?
Trust
Screw
them.
up, absolutely.
Yeah, to screw up, absolutely. We all trust in
Yeah,
that. But no,
100%. I have all the trust in the world for that.
to trust Linden Lab to do the right thing. That's
No,
simple.
I just,
no.
Anybody? Anybody?
all I trust
About
them to do is
0.37.
whatever they can to make money out of us. That's all I trust them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now the
Yeah,
problem is
Jack.
if I were allowed to take my inventory to OpenSim, any OpenSim grid, I would. So it's my inventory that holds me back.
Mm.
I dread
Uh,
to think. I mean, when I joined Second Life, what 18, 19 months ago. When I joined, I said, "There's no way I'm putting my real money into this pile of shit." And
And then you did, didn't you?
and now, you know, I dread to think how much I've put into this, but it must be at least $50 a month, at least.
Oh, I've got thousands in here over the last 19 years, almost.
Yeah, well, I've not been here 19 years, otherwise I probably
I know,
would.
right? Oh, God.
um, so I'm gonna look over at the YouTube chat, and we've got our mod Jack. Hey Jack, and Jack says they just want any means to generate the cash they want. That's right, the cash they want, not the cash that SL actually needs to make us all happier and have easier lives and be on an even keel with the belly people, whatever. Um, and Nerdy says LL prioritizes improving tech in ways that make old content out of date, requiring people to buy new stuff every few years rather than upgrading in world tools to produce newer content. Nerdy also says, I trust LL to cover their own butts and grab my money. And Broken says LL prioritizes improving tech in ways that, she was Broken was repeating what Nerdy had said, that LL prioritizes improving tech in ways that makes old content out of date. And that's the thing, as we all know in the IT world. It's what is it that forced op, opulence,
Obsolescence.
yes, that's it. It's that. That's what they're doing. And they're doing it to us because us old people who have been in here for, literally decades, uh, we're going to get to the point to where we're not going to be needed. Our skills are going to be so old and not usable. And I don't want to learn anything new. I don't have the brain power for it. I'm old. I ain't got the patience for it either. And computers are going to fail, not be able to keep up. I can't afford a new machine right now. Thanks, Windows, you bastards. I mean, there's that too. Uh, and I
I'm going
we're
back.
we're old. We're all going to die. In a couple of years.
Let me go back to DOS.
Then what's going to be left?
The even bigger problem there is that basically the people who have been in here decades are what are keeping the damn thing alive.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the ones that are stopping this
Absolutely.
entire venture sinking into the ground, and they're the ones that are being attacked. They're the ones that are being forced out by the marvelous PBR real world mirror that can't enable, because if you do, every other PBR textured object turns black when you get anywhere near it. It's just driving away the core user base, the ones that's actually keeping it alive, and they're doing nothing to bring in new users into this world. What the hell?
Absolutely. GC, go ahead.
Okay, LL prioritizes. Nerdy
Back in a
said.
second. Something's happened, and I
Oh,
don't know.
okay, okay. Take your time. We'll still be here.
All right, yeah,
All
we're
right,
not
GC,
coming.
go ahead.
Wait a minute. Oh my god.
Okay, Nerdy says LL prioritizes improving tech in ways that makes old content out of date, requiring people to buy new stuff every few years rather than upgrading in-world tools to produce newer content. Of course, he says he also says I trust LL to cover their own butts and grab my money.
Oh shit.
You
Broken
know I
LL prior.
that.
Did you?
I did. I read that. I
Oh,
read that.
oh, oh.
But that's
Sorry,
okay
Lily.
because it's so good. No, it's okay because it's so good. It needs to be read again,
No,
and you did.
Lily's watching the stream on her laptop, so
Oh,
it took me a
hey
second
Lily.
to get there.
Hey Lily. Hey Lily.
He says, "Hey."
Right. Nerdy also. There's an echo. So okay, Jack said there's an echo. Where's the echo? Is it coming from GC's end? Why is there an echo? Uh-oh, y'all. Sound check. Echo. Is there echo over me?
I'm not hearing an echo, but I'm
Oh,
on the
y'all right?
okay.
Uh-oh. Welcome back. Okay.
I had,
All
I
right.
had the stream
Stop,
muted.
turned the hairdryer on. I wondered what the hell was going on.
Okay. All right. Let me look in chat because I want to see. I'm looking in chat in at what? I'm looking at chat in world, and so let's see what Surrey says. Are you saying anything important here, Surrey? I mean, everything you say is important, but let me scroll. Hold on. Heard her gestures. Okay. All right. Uh, oh, right. So she says you cannot use the materials or PBR on an object you make in world. That's why you could use the web or mobile. Really? I
Hell
didn't know
yeah! That's what I'm
that.
talking
Yes, you
And
can. You
really,
can use materials and PBR on an object you make in World. You absolutely
see, I.
can. The
Oh,
problem is
were you?
if you use materials or PBR on a prim object you make in World that's tortured prim, the land impact goes up to like 8 billion.
Yes.
Yeah, on tortured prims you cannot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that drove me. I verified that on another live stream just to try it out.
yeah. I want to. Sari had said something. Yeah. This was at 1538. Sari says, "I have watched people spend so much when the amaretto horses had gotcha. They were 795 linden each, and I watched her do at least 100 pulls because she knows, the
Wow.
person pulling, she can sell the rare for 100K. I did not know that the horses had the gotchas.
Who in
I
their
didn't
right mind
either.
pay 100K for anything in Second Life? You've got to be. You just must have more money than sense, surely.
And
Oh
Suri
man.
says, so this will open up the whole resale up again with, yeah,
Yep. Yes, that's a big
that,
one.
yeah, the resale thing. I mean, and
The gotcha thing wouldn't
and
be that big if they either take out transfer. You wouldn't be able to do that.
well, no, well
Yeah, but
that's
if you haven't got transfer, what's even the point in going for a gotcha? It's going to end up with 20 copies of the same piece of crap.
Exactly.
And nothing you can do with it.
well, that's the policy.
Can't even give it to your friends for nothing.
That
Wow.
right. I mean, that's what we just came out of. That's why they had the up next and the Mia pawn or whatever. It's like because then the rule was you had to know what you were going to get, right? And that's what everybody was doing, but it wasn't no transfer. So obviously the gotcha market in that regard had been kind of very very slow. But now, whoo, goodness, it's going to get back to the crazy crap that it was originally. So it's okay. I'm looking at chat again, and Jack says, I will freely admit I am not a creator. I'm old and I'm out of date, and most of my inventory is 2013 or older. Someday they will
Wow.
perform an upgrade that breaks the use of most of that. They don't care.
think we're a way off that. Because there's simply so much old content in Second Life that if they made it obsolete, it would kill off like.
From what I understand, that's one of the reasons why they're not moving to Unreal or Unity Engine. Though there is a project, I think Frost something or other, where they are making a client that specifically works using Unity, which is 100% PBR anyway. So, thought I'd say that.
Well,
They're
here's
basically because if they go down that route, they end up forcing absolute forcing a hardware upgrade in the older hardware just won't fall.
Well, the strange thing is that Unity and Unreal will work on hardware that is less, that is
Oh right, yeah.
it's less demanding than the LS than the SL renderer.
The new OpenGL, not the Unity.
Yeah, they're on. I don't remember exactly what they're on, but you can switch out the renderings, rendering frameworks out underneath it. So if they actually would have switched engines and ditched the LL engine, the biggest thing is the translation of the assets, really. Because the renderer itself can almost be, I will say almost be, which means it'll take them less than 2 years to do it. It can almost be switched out. But they've got a lot of legacy content that they just can't translate well.
like mainland, like the trees, first generation trees. That if you want a tree moved, that's encroaching on your property, and you tell a mole or a linden, no, sorry, can't do that. It's like, are you for real? Really? I'm telling you, I've had that problem for years. It's gotten so bad, I just ended up de-rendering the damn linden trees around me. They can't do that. But what can they do?
That only de-renders it for you, though. That's the problem, isn't it? Everyone that visits your property is still stuck with the same eyesore.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
I actually had a feature request in for that. Not just for that. I put it in under 2 different accounts, and they refused it on both. What it was in land setting. You know how we have the setting for users can only hear voice on this parcel that doesn't extend it. Anyway, can't see avatars, can't hear voice beyond this parcel or sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I put in a request for twice under 2 different alts to not render anything outside this parcel.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, because that way encroachment doesn't bother anybody who's on the parcel.
Yeah.
Encroachment, also these gigantic rental boxes, full sim size rental boxes up in the freaking air. So that anybody wants to build anything, they'll have, and use a decent wind light or EEP now. It will shadow the shit out of their build. You can't.
We just had that at our private rented parcel. About a month ago, we moved to a new parcel, and that's exactly what had been done. It was actually bigger than Sim.
Yes, I had a.
It was at least 4 Sims in size, above the Sim.
I had a feature request in to be able to not render. Just don't even send to the client anything that's outside this parcel. So anybody who's on this parcel is going to have a frame rate that goes through the roof, number one. No matter what video card they have, their frame rate will go through the roof. But what they said to me, this goes back to Linden Labs being retarded. What they said to me was that they didn't want this to affect anybody else's SL or anybody else's experience.
Just yours.
And what I said straight out was put this way: if I want people on my plot, I want them to see my fucking build. I want them to see my build. I want them to see the build the way that I intended for them to see my build. I don't want a fucking rental cube that's the size of a goddamn sim, 256 by 256 by 128, because it's what they usually are, casting a shadow and blocking the goddamn sun. I mean, is this really that hard? You're making the client work less. And they just don't understand that this is one of the reasons why Mainland doesn't fucking sell. It's because if some asshole puts up a rental sim next door, you're fucked. And I'm not even joking. Sorry, Lily. I know you can hear me, but Daddy's got pissed about it.
Is
You
this his
can't-
real life daughter?
Yes, she's my real life daughter. She's literally watching the stream on her laptop on my bed next to me. So this destroys the experience of everyone who visits my sim. At the time, I was doing Star Wars RP. You know, and I had built a desert oasis on the magical planet of Zagiria, or whatever the hell it was, right? You know, slave trading hub. So what had happened was that somebody put up the rental sim on there, and then I suddenly realized why my half sim was so damn cheap. It's because nobody could build anything that wasn't overshadowed by a piece of shit in the next damn sim over.
Mm-hmm.
So they denied that feature request twice. I'm beginning to wonder. That was how I knew they didn't give a shit about Mainland.
The provider control in your land properties to restrict your audio to your parcel.
Yeah, and the same thing to restrict rendering to my parcel.
Rather than provide a toggle in your land preferences to stop anyone else's audio coming into your parcel, just the same. I mean, you know, what's the difference apart from the fact if I can.
I just wanted to stop rendering of anything outside my parcel.
Pardon?
That's all. Full stop. Everybody comes to my parcel. They see my parcel the way I wanted it. And that's it. That's all I wanted them to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, God's forbid. No. So, yeah, that's just a general LL bitch. And believe me, LL, if they had actually fulfilled that one feature request, I can imagine there wouldn't be a whole lot of Mainland for sale right now. Because it'd be the exact same thing as having your own little parcel on your own little estate, just smaller than 256 by 256. And you didn't have to do the estate shit yourself. And that's all. Okay, rant over.
I mean, we don't rent from Linden. I cancelled my Premium Plus and just private rent. And generally speaking, the private rent, if we have any issues like the idiot that put the 4SIM Sky platform up above us, I just contacted the landowner and said, you know, this is beyond a joke. You know, it's not supposed to be over our land, and she just came straight away and deleted the lot. It was gone within like 5 minutes. It was gone.
Yeah, that's the downside to renting.
When another neighbour put up dividing walls that were leaning over into our parcel at about a 20-degree angle. So the base of them was on their parcel, but the rest of it was on our parcel. They was just removed straight away as soon as we reported it. They came out and looked, right, deleted it. And that's the way it should be. That's the way the lab should be dealing with these things as well. If someone's encroached, you know, in real life, if someone has a tree that's overhanging over your property and blocking your light, you've got every right to cut the part of the tree that's over your property down and chuck the rubbish back over the fence to them. You know, that's the way it should be. If someone's encroaching on your parcel, then they should be forced to remove it. They're not
Right.
paying for parcel. They're paying for their own parcel. Get your shit on your own parcel.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and and s- and speaking of reporting, let's talk about those AR reports, shall we?
Oh,
So here's the thing.
I
If
want to know
now,
if somebody got banned because I freaking said something. I want to know.
well,
I want that.
okay, you'll never know. You will
I know
never
I
know
never will.
because yeah,
I know I
because
never
they
will.
I can tell you how you know, because it's quite simple. They probably haven't been, because they don't do jack shit about 90% of.
So if you remember, I think I said it. I think I went over it a little bit. The first AI town hall, Philip was answering questions and talking about how Linden Lab was going to use AI. Well, well. So apparently, what's going to happen is who's going to be dealing with the AR reports? It's going to be AI,
AI
and that's going to
Linden.
get a whole lot. Yeah, that's going to get that's just going to make things worse. Now, if you AR something, like griefing or a bad object at the wrong at the wrong place, or a particular type of avatar that is not supposed to be in a particular type of sim, um, you AR it, you think that's job done. No, apparently there's this priority list, right? And the more AR reports on the person or the object, the more it moves up. The higher it is on the priority list, then Linden Lab will do that. Will sort it out, but it has to be AR'd by different people. Now, so you could go to a sim, one of those really against the tall sims we all know, okay, and you can go there and you can report things, but if you're the only one reporting on that thing, that's going to stay on the bottom of the priority list, and that is how those particular type of against the terms of service and community guideline places, that's how they stay around, because they're always at the bottom of the priority list, even though it says in the terms of service and in the community guidelines that it's strictly against Linden Lab policy to have these things. So
I I I IAR reported an avatar at the Welcome Hub before they banned me from the Welcome Hub, for parking a fully naked, fully adult avatar, complete with body fluids, right at the landing point in the Welcome Hub. 4 days on a trot. Four of the mentors at the Welcome Hub also reported it when I mentioned it to them. So I reported it 4 days on a trot, and four actual mentors at the hub reported it, and nothing was done about it. Every day it was there, every day. The only way that got removed was because I contacted one of the moles directly and said, "You can better get yourself in here and sort this out because it's beyond a joke." You know,
Oh man.
that's in the Welcome Hub. You know, if you can't get something done about gross violations of the terms of service in the Welcome Hub, like 3 meters away from the landing zone where all the newbies are landed, what chance have you got on them doing anything about anything else?
wow, I didn't know that's bad.
Uh-huh. And
Reminds
the mentors couldn't do anything about it. They have no power to do anything about it other than report it up the chain of command, which you would anyone with an ounce of sense would assume that a mentor escalating an issue up the chain of command would get something done pretty quick, but clearly that's not the case. I mean, I was using a bump hood and pushed this guy off from the landing zone and pushed him way out the way and into some bushes, so he was out the way, because like nothing was being done about it. Everybody that was landing, the first thing they see is this.
Did you need some paper towel?
Sick. It just. But
little bit of
it's
pure
just
alpha.
it's just mind blowing. I just can't, I mean,
It is.
I've been in this second life for 19 months, and it's just.
Well, you
It's
you
Yeah.
know what?
mind-blowing.
You're a fast learner, Kira. You're a
Yes.
fast learner
Yes.
because this shit
Absolutely.
has been going on for decades. GC, you wanted to say something from the live chat. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, what Nerdy wrote. Oh, I mean, I gotta come back up. Where is it? It says I had a mainland road or a mainland parcel that had a Linden Road encroaching on it. I told LL about it and they did nothing. It only got fixed when my partner put a rental box charging Michael Linden rent.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's just mind-blowingly ridiculous. That
Oh, oh,
get away.
wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, wait. And then Nerdy says LL fixed it once Michael Linden saw he was being charged rent. LOL. They just had to move a bend in the road 4 meters.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, and I didn't mean to discount the story there. Not at all.
no,
Not
no.
with my comment, but yeah, you're right. Those are the newbie hubs are what? They're rated G, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
exactly. The rated G.
so why would somebody put
I got banned. I got banned from the Welcome Hub for 4 hours for having
because you reported somebody was
a handheld laser in my hand dancing. And they banned me for 4 hours because I could have blinded someone. I kid you not. And then there's a guy stood there in full adult regalia, complete with body fluids flowing down his entire body, 3 meters from the landing zone, and they do nothing about it for 4 days until I bring in a mole to deal with it.
Sorry, I missed the mute button too quick.
That's okay. That's okay. I think the welcome hub should be. Wait. The welcome hubs should be renamed to danger hubs.
Oh
They
yes,
are.
yes.
They got rid of the safe hubs, or did they just take away the voice from the safe hubs? Because
Oh
that
my
was a thing. That's
god.
where all the trolls would go to,
Oh my
and like
god.
voice and bully and do all that stuff. And I think Linden Lab came
Still,
by and
still have
they.
voice at the Welcome Hub.
Well,
But
there's
you've
a
got
difference between welcome hub and the safe hubs, though.
right.
I'm pretty sure, not unless
What
that's
was a
changed
safe
too. Yeah.
What was
Okay.
the
Well,
heard of this?
the safe hub, it's just a Linden location where you can go, and it's a hub, and yeah, it's like a welcome hub, but it doesn't have like the orientational type of tutorials and stuff. Um,
Uh,
but
did they give you a participation trophy for arriving?
I don't know. It's something. But all the trolls would go there, and new people stopped
Like
going there
like
because they were.
Island. What
Uh,
island? One where they
yeah.
don't bother actually monitoring it as such.
Let me. Yeah. So if you do a search for a safe hub, I've got it up here on the screen, obviously, and um, it's like adult. They used to have a lot of them. There's one, two. There's four now. Um, no, it's the same picture. It's different locations, but it's a Linden Lab location. You go there, you can be social or whatever, but it's a troll place. And then the Welcome Hub is different. You can see the difference. The Welcome Hubs are G rated. The Safe Hubs are like uh, adult rated. Like when you log into your house or your home or your land or something, and it's not available, and you get smushed over. That's where you get smushed over. You get smushed over to the Safe Hub while your sim is restarting or whatever. But yeah, the welcome hubs, those are relatively kind of like a. I mean,
That years. Man.
they've redone it in recent years, but yeah, that's the difference.
What?
Uh,
really much difference because like the welcome hub's full of adult content anyhow. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, even though it's a G-rated land, but there you go.
Safe from
And
what? Exactly.
yeah, it's like, what are you safe from? Nothing.
nothing
And
at all.
it all goes back to the great patchwork elephant scandal of 2024. Oh my. And what did we learn? Rules for thee, but not for
For me,
me.
Oh, fill us in. I don't know
Oh,
how many people are watching who don't know about that, so fill us in.
I'm looking, and pretty much everyone who is watching in chat that I can yeah going back to the safe hub. Jack said like a herd, yeah, like that place. um that was a troll magnet of a safe hub place. So but anyway, I'm pretty sure that all the realists right now, uh Jack said this topic will be more horrible and less sublime. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure all the realists know about the great patchwork elephant scandal of 2024. But and I have to be careful because we are on YouTube, and everything that I say from here on out will be in my opinion, as it will be in everyone else's here opinion, and
in
I am comfortable saying that. So, Patchwork Elephant, that's a code name that we use. He does work for Linden Lab. You can figure it out. You're smart people. So there is the thing about the AP. Things that you shouldn't be doing with certain tender age people, right? AP. We're just going to say AP. And
Did you say Tinder age?
I did. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but yeah. Uh, like so anyway, so there are strict guidelines and rules that if you get caught or if you do it, then you're gone. That's it. You're banned. Well,
no warning.
um,
Bye bye,
yeah,
baby.
right. You're just done. Well, there was an employee of a certain company, I do believe. Obviously, this is alleged. However, it was so alleged that the employee got suspended for 2 weeks with pay. Unfortunately, while this company that we all are quite familiar with did an
Figured a way out
internal
to lift
invest
the rug high enough to sweep it under there.
yeah, yeah. Did an internal investigation, investigation during those 2 weeks, and found nothing was wrong. Well, there was an article that someone, what started all this was someone in the know, did an article on the website Medium, and when that article hit, it absolutely blew the lid because there were pictures. There were pictures of certain activities that, well, was highly beyond the pale. It was so bad that the person in question, with the trunk, right? Uh, their Twitter account, their employed Twitter account was deleted. Also, their Flickr account under their same employee name, with the trunk, and it's a quilt, patchwork quilt. Yeah, their Flickr account, they went and they deleted or made private all of the highly questionable images.
Can I
So,
post the
Should we,
link? Can I post
should we
the
call
link
him?
in the chat for anyone that wants to read into it?
oh, do you have what the Medium article?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Should we call him Trunk Linden now?
Uh, we're going to stick with the patchwork elephant.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead,
the
Akira.
Heffalump.
Yeah, you
Okay.
yeah you could put that link in
The quilted Heffalump.
yeah, you could post it here, and then I'll put it in chat. I'm not sure if you'd be able. Well, wait it. You're
Posted it
post
in.
it, Akira.
I
We're,
don't know. Clickable link.
okay, yeah, just put it out here in local in here, and then I'll put it in the in the live stream chat. I get so confused. All these chats going everywhere. Thank you very much. So, right. The all right. So I'm going to take this link here and I'm going to put it over here. Jack says the invisible Linden. That's a good one.
Yeah, and there.
Yeah. So if you'd like to know, the ins and out and the things that I can't say here on the YouTube, then there's an article. You can read it. Now, again, I must say, allegedly, in my opinion, but if you're smart and if you can see through the lines and you can see the cause and effect of what happened of what happened when and that happened then, you can put two and two together and you'll get four. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, Broken says, Asa, this is pretty cool. We got double chats, double the action. That's funny. Thank you, Broken. So
It's frying my
thank you.
brain trying to watch two chats and listen to them.
Yeah, but it's a great mental exercise, though, isn't it? Only on this channel does your mind get exercised.
Mental enough, you know this by now.
Yeah. Um, so there you go. If you're interested in the article, it's there. Thank you again for that, Akira. Oh, and Suri says, I thought they were all invisible. Yeah, tell me about it, Suri. So,
I need to read that article.
oh, you, oh, yeah, you'll, what? Also, there's another person. Now this person is quite famous in Second Life. It's she's a type of person that you either love them or you hate them. And it's well, P. I always have trouble with her name. Prov, Provo,
Prokofiev?
Profiki? Yes, thank you
Prokofiev.
very much.
Oh
Yes.
man,
Okay.
Profiki was actually mentioned in multiple times in Hamlet's book.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to the scandal of 2024,
I actually
she
met
did
her.
I have too. We used to be friends, and then things happen. Anyways,
We
whatever.
didn't.
But anyway,
We
so
were,
yeah, we were friends. But she has a blog, right? And she wrote a tremendous, because she's known for her words. She wrote a tremendous blog article on the what we know as the scandal of 2024, and it was
Really?
absolutely incredible. Yes.
not know that.
I mean, it was incredible. I will. Let's see. I've got. Hold on. I mean,
Are you going to
she.
suddenly
She.
make me like Profiki?
Oh no, you could still not like her. Know. But how she wrote the article, she made a lot of sense. I mean, she's very outspoken. She loves her opinions, and she doesn't care. I mean, like just this morning, I got a thread that I started on the community channel, and she got into an argument with someone else on the thread that I made over Russia. And then my thread got closed, and I was like, man, you people. And I had told them in a post, I was like, y'all need to stop it. And then, anyway, that's
Maybe
something
you
else.
should link me that. I wanna-
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I will.
I'm curious for the reason of because I'm nosy.
Yeah, I'll find that. But yeah, it was. It was. I mean, you don't have to like her, but some of the stuff that she says is like, wow, she's got the balls to say it. And
yeah, Big
I can
Profiki has
admire her.
balls. That's true.
Yeah, and I can admire her for that.
Yes.
But what we had fallen out over the pods, the Yavana pods on mainland, because I'm like pro pods, and she's never been for them. They're hideous. Don't need the pods. They're awful. They're ugly. And 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 I was like, really? I said, what? I I'm for the pods. And she was like, well, why am I talking to you then? And that was it.
Really? Well, I know Profiki is a bit touchy, to say the least. She used to run a run rentals in ASL. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if she still
Right.
does or not.
Raven
But,
Glass still does. Yeah.
In Hamlet's book, Wagner James Owl's book, The Making of Second Life, it specifically mentioned that Profiki had considered clicking somebody's excite, like butt and twat and whatever and boobs and whatever, because somebody was wearing them, of course. Clicking them without consent first. Remember, this person is wearing them. Was rape. I'm sorry, grape for SL or for YouTube. And I read that and went, "What the fuck?" Okay, Profiki. Well, I understand that clicking this without somebody's permission, because at the time it wasn't like your standard. Yes, exactly. Sorry, if your stop is open, you're inviting to click. That was just like open color.
Hello.
Other people. This person had their stuff on, and they were clicked multiple times by the same person on their own rental, and complained to Profiki. Prokofy? I don't know what the F and the K are because I can't remember. And they had gone just apeshit on LL for this, as if LL had anything to do with that. And well, I'll just say that's the last I can remember about that. But I remembered that, and if Profligate actually has some things that are, somewhat anti-LL or whatever, then at least I should know this person. Especially since I've been here for almost 20 years.
She can be nice, but if she doesn't like something or don't agree with you, she'll let you know right away. You know, I mean, don't bring up the pods. Do not bring up the pods with her because you'll get a handful.
Well, that part is admirable. I don't know about the rest of it.
I'm still trying to find her blog in my bookmark folder. It's insane. I might have to. Um,
Suri said she's with her neighbors.
she's with her. What? She said what?
Suri says she messes with her neighbors.
Oh. It's if anybody yeah, I've got all these links, and it's like I do all this like backdoor type of research with the intent of like doing videos on it, but I end up getting too scared to do it. I end up getting too scared to do it. Who knows? I might get banned just for this live stream. Which it's an opinion. It's an opinionated. It's just opinions, people. Opinions.
Yes. There's no reason to ban you for opinions. Though, if anybody banned you for the opinions, they should also ban me for the exact same reasons, because even though I don't share 100% the exact same opinions, they're still inflammatory. So, fuck you, LL. I love you.
What opinions do you not share? I would like to know.
Oh, well, the pods, I have no opinion because I don't even know what the hell they are.
Oh my, for real.
Yeah, for real. Okay, explain it. What are the pods that you were talking about?
How, the pods is based on Yavana script. It is a woman who took it upon her own time to create a transport system that goes all over Maine.
Oh, those.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I like them.
Good.
Because anybody can sit in them and just take a ride.
Right. And she took her own initiative. So she was needing a distraction in her physical world, right? And so, and she's good with code and everything, and she made the Yavana script pause system all on her own without the help of Linden Lab, and it's been running for since 2000 and I want to say
What?
2009, I think.
I was going to say
I
something
can't
like
remember
13
offhand.
years, something like that.
Yeah, like
13,
yeah,
15 years.
and I mean that that is that's true SL for a resident, wanting to make the world a better place for everyone to take the initiative and do it for everyone, not charge anybody.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know who came up. I can't remember who came up with SLRR because that was actually also in Wagner's book.
Mhm.
The making of it, the making of Second Life by Wagner, James, Al, who is Hamlet Linden. It should be required reading for everybody who's old. Um, the Second Life Railroad is also fantastic, just like the road system is. So I think everybody should actually read this and take a look at the SLRR because it's really freaking cool.
Uh okay,
Very
so I did
very Second Life.
oh, I'm sorry. All right, I did find the uh provoke oh my goodness. The opinionated person's sorry, can't pronounce her name, never could. But when you are bitched out by her, it's an honor, and I have that honor badge with pride. Anyway, so I do have the link. I did try to post it in the live stream, and it didn't let me, so maybe it's too long. So I am just going to put it here in local, and then there you go. You can grab it. Also, um, the blog is called Second Thoughts, and I will put her name um, in the live stream. Are y'all still here? Hello? Hello? Oh no, am I talking to myself? Oh no,
No, I can hear
nobody
you.
saying
I
anything.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Man, I was
You're
about to have
speaking.
a fit. Okay, right. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. All right, so
don't
I'm going
relog.
to put
Whatever you do, don't
no,
relog.
I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to put her name in the live stream chat. Okay, and then I'm going to put her name in local him. Okay, her.
Yeah, Rockefeller.
Right.
Oh
So
my
if you do a
god.
search for that name and second thoughts, you
Wilson.
should come up with her. What? What
Button
about Wilson?
Siri asked where Wilson was.
Oh, Wilson. He had to go on my inventory because he's just been getting really too good with following me like across the street. It's insane. I'm so proud of him, but at the same time,
Yeah, he follows her to my plot, which is crazy, to be honest with you.
yeah. I mean, it's awesome though, but at the same time, I mean,
Awesome and crazy.
huh, yeah, because Wilson can be a little bit.
Oh, there you go, Akira. Yeah, that little. Oh.
Oh, thank you,
There's
Akira.
this
Thank.
skeletal
Oh
undle
my
man.
god.
Yeah, thank you, Akira. That is actually really awesome. You can post that URL
Oh shit.
in the live
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm gonna. Uh, uh,
yes, he is
yeah, I'm
real.
gonna.
I have seen him many times standing behind her over up by my pool.
Hold on. I gotta straighten him up. I think he's about to pass out. He's so
He's a little
excited.
funky.
Yeah, the house has never been this
He's
full
funky.
before. That didn't involve his undead friends. All right.
He's awesome.
All right.
I still
We
want to
got
know about
Wilson.
that one incident, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah. So, yes, Broken. Wilson is real. Wilson was created by a realist. He is custom made. Um, and yeah, and he's uh, he started because I had did an experiment like a week. I didn't leave my land for nothing. I didn't go shopping. I didn't leave my land at all. And it was a series called Self Subsistence and whatever. And so I was getting lonely. So I had like the non animesh, skeletons, and I was using them as like props. And Wilson came about because that movie with Tom Hanks, Castaway. Some people say it was a soccer ball, others say it was a volleyball, but he named it Wilson, and so there you go. That's how Wilson came to be. Yeah, volleyball. And because I am British, I know I don't sound like it, but I am. I have two passports. I am a British citizen. Uh, Wilson takes on my alter ego of my Britishness. So that's why he sounds British when I get the AI to do his voice because I can't. So that's how Wilson came to be. Some people love him, some people hate him, but that's okay because Wilson is part of the family, and
Hold on.
that's a little, you know, yeah. I'll just put him back here. He's kept me company many, many times because, as we all know, you can get lonely.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
let's see. All right. Okay, Surrey, can you talk? You have not said anything.
No,
Car, wait,
Broken, don't
broken.
leave us. Don't leave
No,
us.
you can't. Oh, oh, you can't go. You can't go. You can't. Your neighbors are having a party. Wait, so you all just going to come here, hang out with us, and then leave like you have lives?
Would
What?
it be?
Oh,
Should I
Shocking.
take off my shirt or
No.
something?
what?
Teasing.
Are we going to strip now?
Want to? Do you want me to?
No, because it's YouTube.
Okay, yes, you do.
Okay, so I think Surrey. Okay, Surrey might be staying. She said her neighbors are having a party in the physical world. So she has an open mic. That's fine. Broken really does need to go because she's in the race. So, all right, Broken.
Oh,
Um, you go. You have a great race, and I know you are in me. Uh, can you also give me your? Can you put in the IM your YouTube link? And this is a call out for the YouTube chat here. If anybody wants to come in, come over and say things, you're more than welcome. You don't even have to say anything. You could just
I think
talk in the local chat and
we're nearly
I
all
can.
already here.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, there's Nerdy and there's Jack.
yeah, nerdy could
Uh,
pop up.
yeah, but I think
That
Jack's
could
still at
pop
work
up.
though.
Oh,
Oh no, Jack's gonna log in to read the Profkey. Profkey. I got it right. Profkey
Pro-
profile.
Prokofy. Prokofy.
I'm just gonna say Profkey.
Okay,
It's easier for my tongue. Oh, that's
I'm not going to
that's a
argue.
oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that color of that suit.
Where are your
Uh,
hands?
I had helmet envy.
Wh- Oh,
I have helmet envy too, but we're not going to talk
oh,
about that.
oh, that's pretty. But I don't. What about helmets?
I agree. I agree, Broken. I absolutely agree.
Oh, thank you, Broken.
Broken
Broken says,
says this is
oh,
memorable and important. This type of discussion is proper for the growth of SL.
well, yes.
I
That is
absolutely
a
agree.
great thing. Yes, I agree. We do need to have these user-based residential roundtables,
I
and
love them.
yeah, and this is the only place it happens, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, only here on this channel.
That's probably
You
the
are
biggest.
part of
That's
this.
probably the biggest problem. This is the only place it happens.
Well,
Yes, and
yeah,
you are a part of it. You are a part of it, Akira.
It should be. It should be happening across the grid.
I I agree. I mean,
What do you
we can have.
pissed off with the way things are going, and not enough people are standing up and saying so. Just leaving
Yeah,
it to
absolutely.
sycophants that just kiss ass
Oh.
and everything that the lab does, despite the fact that 90% of the user base don't want it.
Bye, Broken. Have a nice race. Good luck.
Bye,
Yep.
Broken.
Have a good race. Good meeting you.
Yes, excellent meeting you. Oh, Jackson, you want to come
Oh
over?
no.
Okay.
Asa, you need a friend. Broken. Before she.
Oh, yep, yep. I got you. You're stuck. I got you. Now go kick some race butt. Oh no, I hit the wrong thing. Oh,